this is the third challenge, for this Dapp Mentor Bitfinity, collaboration challenge. If you had, fulfilled the first two challenge, congratulations, you now have a book, and you now have access to 1 free month of subscription. But to top that to be 3 months, what we want you to do is just this simple task. All of these tasks are just simple, straightforward, no big deal or whatsoever. So what you're required to do in this task here is to deploy a unique smart contract. A unique smart contract meaning that it's not the most popular one. Like you saw the one that we deployed in the recent task, which is just a regular ERC721 token. And the first task was just for you to put some wallet in your Bitfinity, account. So this one is for you to write a simple smart contract, a unique one. That means it should not be exactly like my own that I'm about to show you. So you write something simple, but your own doing, and deploy it to the network and present the proof to us using the instruction that is captured in this video. And please, if you have not watched the tutorials that we've released so far, on this Bitfinity, challenge, please do. They are linked below as well. I have a full playlist of those 4, incredible tutorials that will help you, enhance your skills in Web3 development. So with that said, if you're new to this channel, make sure you click that like and subscribe button, hit that notification bell. All right, and let's jump into the instruction. So this is our VS Code right now. I don't have any project in here, so this is just an empty folder. Okay, so one of the things I want to do is we want to deploy a unique smart contract. So I've created this unique smart contract. This is gotten from this Dapp event project that we just concluded. I think, let me check up the one in the YouTube branch. So this is a project that we just fulfilled, this smart contract. It's unique. I coded it myself, so I'm using it as an example to show you what you need to do to deploy a unique smart contract. It can be simple smart contract that you just wrote yourself. That is what qualifies you to partake of this for the price that is associated with this, which is 3 months access to Dapp Mentors Academy resources, okay, for free. All right, so what we need to do, the first step is to clone this Bitfinity challenge repo. This repository has the setup of what you need, the hard hats, all those information that you need, the types, the Open Zeppelin contract and all of that. So you need that to be part of this project. So what you need to do is to clone it. So I'm going to come here to this folder here, and I will say that open this terminal. Hope you have Git bash installed already, but if you do git clone and this particular stuff. Want it to be cloned into this directory, but it said that it already have some stuff inside. So we're going to clone it. So we've cloned it here, and we want to move all this thing, okay, all this item into the root folder. We don't want it to be inside any Bitfinity folder here. So I'm going to remove this Bitfinity folder here. I'm deleting it right here. Okay, so this is what we have now. So these packages are important. See, Open Zeppelin is there. These are hard hat stuff, because we're using hard hat to deploy this thing to the Bitfinity network. Okay, so, and this is hard hat configuration for local host network, and this one is for Bitfinity. We're going to supply the account information later on, but this is what I want you to do right now. Okay, for this test script, we're not going to need testing to test anything, so I'm going to remove that. The only script that we need is the deployment script. This script will help you to deploy our contract. So, but before we mine this deployment, let's create a folder called contract. So inside this folder, this is where you put all your smart contracts. If you want to do any deployment, it is here that you do, you create the smart contract for it. So what I'm going to do is to copy this smart contract. This is the unique smart contract that I want to publish, right? I want to upload or deploy to the Bitfinity network. So I'm going to copy this unique smart contract here. It's copied. Then I'll come to my VS Code. Inside here, I'll call this Dapp event x.so for Solidity, or should we call it Bitfinity challenge? But this is a unique contract, so I'm not going to call it anything other than this right here. Now paste the smart contract. So this is the smart contract, and save it. Okay, now it's saved. I can come here to this script, come to this deployment information, leave this function alone. The only place you need to mind here is these two variable. The contract name, we want to supply it as this, and for this smart contract we are passing in a service fee. Okay, how many? The service fee should be in percent in range of 1 to 100. So this service fee is basically how much we charge for as a platform fee for every event that is paid out in this platform, in this smart contract. So it has a parameter that you need to pass during deployment, which we are featuring here. So what we want to do is to pass in that argument. So we're saying that we want 7% for every single payment that happens in this platform. So with that said, now we need to install these packages. These packages are yet to be installed. That's why you don't see any node module system going on here. So you need to install it. To install it, you run yarn install, and all these packages are going to be fetched and added into our stack. Let's give it a moment. So installation has been completed, and you can see node module has been added. So at this point, you can spin up a server. It's a yarn hadat node. Okay, yarn hadat node. This will spin up a Node.js, a blockchain server from using the hadat system. Okay, and this is the RPC URL. Now, I want you to open on that terminal. We want to deploy this smart contract now that we've created. This is the name of the smart contract, and this is the percentage that we're using. So this is a unique smart contract that I'm deploying. So you do yarn hadat run script. You say deploy.js. So we want to test it by deploying it to our own local network here. So we say deploy, and it failed, saying imported from contract. So Dapp event x not found .so not found. So it cannot find open zeppelin /contract /security imported from contract / so this, it's saying that it cannot find this particular package, but I believe it's here. If we come to open zeppelin and we come to the contract and you're coming to security, so I think there is no security here, and that is why we're having this issue. So this should be okay. This should be a new version of Open Zeppelin. So we need to get a version of Open Zeppelin that has this whole thing here, because I can't even find where they've placed the security now. Okay, so we don't know where it is, so we cannot tell. How we need to do this is to get the version that has a re-entrancy guard together with it. And let me just quickly find that version. We can do that by checking the existing version of Open Zeppelin that we do have here. And the version of OpenZeppelin, of course, is version 5.0.1. Okay, this version is pretty far advanced. Like, the way they set it up is different. So what I want to do is I want this version. We're not using this version. This is the version 1 to use version 4.9, so version 4.9.3. So I'm going to do yarn install again. So let's revamp this. Okay, so it seems like some rebuilding happened. Let's see if that has been resolved. So when we run yarn hard hat compile, okay, you can see this is working efficiently now. So this is compiling because we've gotten the version with reentrancy guard present in the specified location. So the next thing you need to do is to say that yarn hard hat run script / deploy. Right now you can see that there is no activity on this Node.js. This hard hat server. So when you run this should deploy it into the network. You can see here saying that contract deployed successfully, and then it shows you the contract address. So this is cool. But what about when we want to deploy it for Bitfinity network? Now that is the idea, that is the real purpose of us doing this tutorial. So first of all, you need to enable this Bitfinity connection. This is the URL, which is the RPC URL. The account I've not specified anyone, but I'm going to be adding a private key, and that is where hard hat will charge the transaction fee. This is a chain ID that identifies that unique OpenZeppelin, a Bitfinity network. This is a timeout. It indicates how long it takes before this deployment has to fail. And then this is the gas price that we're using to perform this transaction. Now what I'm going to tell you to do is open you see this is an account that has some BFTs inside, and in the task number 1 I showed you how you can load up this. Okay, and that is one of the things that you need to do for task number 1. So I showed you how to do this. What you need to do now is you will need to check on the account details, and you want to take the private key. So this is just a dummy account. I don't use this for any serious business, so don't bother about the key right there. So I'm going to come here and replace this with this key. So this is the account that we deploy the smart contract now. So when we run yarn hard hat run script deploy /js, you can do --network, okay, and then you say Bitfinity. You understand? Then you execute this and wait for this. So it's going to use this network instead of the default one, which is the local network. And once it is successful, it's going to print out the result. You say contract deployed successfully. So the contract is now on the Bitfinity network with this contract address. So this is how you deploy it. All you need to do is to then take these things as the proof of what you did. Okay, so you need to submit some proof to us that you actually did this thing. So for example, you need to take this snapshot, and you also need to take a snapshot of your unique your unique smart contract, which for my case I can take a snapshot of this. All right, this is what I'm going to use to submit and then gain access to a free 3 months unlimited and exclusive access to Dapp Mentors resources. So ladies and gentlemen, that is all you need to do to enjoy the prizes that are being won in this platform.